points, 5.3 assists, shooting over 41% from three, and probably now over 50% field goal percentage. How has it been for you? You know, what's been the difference over these last 6? You starting to get more comfortable out there and the rhythm starting to get there?
Yeah, starting to get a couple easy shots to go early, getting confidence going. Teammates doing a great job of finding me. I think ball's just been hopping. I've been a recipient of finding some good shots. I'm fortunate enough to make them now. Yeah, they told me to just kind of keep my head high, keep staying aggressive. I was going to consistently try to stay aggressive, trusting the shots that I wasn't making early in the season, and just fortunate enough for them going right now. But it's more just great defense than being a recipient of teammates setting great screens, guys getting in the paint, ball moving around. So just fortunate enough right now to be making shots.
Reggie, first of all, congrats on the win. Outside of, the first quarter where you guys have been kind of poor defensively at times this year, the second, third, and fourth quarters have been, all you guys. Today you guys start out with a lead and then, again, run over in the second quarter. What is it about this team that's able to just kick it into another gear like that?
We work hard. So like I said, I know we work hard. We got a lot of pride. Fortunate enough to have a lot of talent. Front office put together a great team. And just a bunch of guys who were willing to work together. We're not always going to be perfect. We're not always going to get it right. We're going to have some miscommunication at times, but I think we have a hungry group. We got a group of guys who want to be great. We got to, and I think it's the group. I think individually we have a bunch of guys who want to be great, but we're coming together collectively with one goal in mind, and that's to win, to find ways to win. I think we've been gritty. We were finding a way to scratch and claw, and I'm just proud of ourselves the way we're hanging our hat on defense, especially the way shots weren't going in early in the season. That's one thing we wanted to lock in on is we know we can't necessarily control if shots are going in or not. We're going to do everything we can to get great ones, but we know we can play defense. We can communicate. We can try to lock in, figure out what our keys are for the night, and just try to make it difficult. And I think that's something that we've been doing. We're hanging our hat on, and I think it's been energizing us on the other end, allowing us to get some easy baskets. So I think that's where we're going to hang our hat all year is we're going to want to be a great defensive team, and we started off well, but we know, what is it, only 11 games in? So we know we got a long way to go.
Jordan mentioned about your good shooting. Paul, a couple of weeks ago, when you had that clutch layup, talked about how all you need is one. I know he gave you a big hug after that. Kind of been on a roll since. Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, honestly, I definitely do. Struggling, and I believe, what was that, the OKC game? Yeah, so was fortunate enough to just get one to finally drop and feel good about it. And yeah, like I said, at that time, I needed that hug. I just need that monkey off my back, that kind of relief. I think I was pressing. Even Brandon, that's why I even joked, Brandon Boston told me, you got to talk to her nicely. So I think my teammates noticed. I think I work hard. I think I work a lot. I want to be great, not only for myself, but for my teammates, for the organization, so we can win as much as we want to. But I think they sense me pressing a lot, me kind of putting extra weight on my shoulders and not really doing what I think I'm accustomed to do normally, is just moving on. And ever since then, it felt good to have that shot going, of course. It felt good for my teammates to rally up around me, to pick me up, make sure I was okay. But, yeah, I like to joke all the time, one shot hot. And I think that was the one that kind of finally took the lid off the basket and just allowed me to play basketball. Like, just play free and trust good things are going to happen as long as you have good intent. So, yeah, I needed that one. And hopefully we can keep it rolling. Honestly, hopefully we can keep it rolling.
Reggie, LT was right at TG Sports. You guys had some amazing come from behind wins last season in your defense. And my question to you, what makes this Clipper team such a great defensive team?
Want to, and then really being locked in when our coaches are going over what our defensive coverages are during shoot-arounds, during walkthroughs. We're trying to be really mindful of where we allow the ball to get. We're trying to be mindful in our coverages, on our communication. And I think our coaches do a great job of a lot of times I think people think you're just going to stop. You're honestly just going to stop people. And I'm like, I'd like to think we're a great team, but other players, there's 15 of us, so that makes 435 other players that's getting paid in the NBA. Not to mention, of course, two ways and all that. So that from that perspective, it's more so where do we want the ball? Who do we not want making plays on their end when we're coming out playing an opposing team? I mean, you're never going to just lock somebody up and stop them, but it's really about just trying to get them off their spot. That's one thing we talk about is like get a guy off his spot. And after that, you can live with the results. I mean, y'all being here, we all know the analytics, the worst shot in the NBA is the contested two. And there's still a bunch of great players in this league going to hit them. And hats off. That's when you just got to pat them on the butt, continue to play great defense, play your percentages, and just continue to try to lock in and trust the percentage game. I mean, sometimes you'll lose that game, but a lot of times, like I said, we're just trying to force it where we want to. So I think a lot of guys, even our team, we could take from guys like PJ Tucker around the league who just don't try to get frustrated with the process. And I think that's something we're doing. We're trusting the process. Even if guys are beating us with shots that we want them to take, we're not getting frustrated about it. We're not hanging our heads. I think it allows us to play free, especially when we have a coaching staff like the one that we have. They shoot. I mean, anybody can come here. I mean, we're not playing them today, but I think even Kevin Durant come here and run off a bunch of mid-range twos, and coach is going to live with that shot. Like, we know there's great players, but that's something I think is making our jobs easy. Is we're sticking to our principles. We're not wishy-washy about them. We're not basing it upon necessarily just the result for that day, but we're living within our principles. And when the chips fall at the end of the day, we're cool with the result. So we've been fortunate enough to be on this 7-game win streak, but I think we're really living and dying by our principles, and it's working. We're trusting our coaching staff, and we're just playing hard.
Hey, Reggie, to start this 7-game win streak, you guys needed to come together, and you guys seemed to come together and pass the ball. You had 35 assists tonight. Talk about how good that feels to come together as a squad and get the most out of each other's game and really care for each other's game, and how that's showing up on the court.
No, this is a great group. Honestly, this is another great group. Team that cares about each other. Team, I mean, individually, guys want to have success, but they care about the brothers to the right and left of them. And I think that's something that we try to hang our hats on, is that we truly do care for each other's success. We want the next guy beside us to play well. We know collectively within the whole, the better that we all play, the more that we all eat. We can all be successful. We can all end up where we want to be at the end of the day. Hopefully, we want the last one standing, but it's going to take a collective effort. We know who our stars are normally on this team. We're missing two. We're missing Kawhi, of course. We know we're going to play through Paul while he's here, but a bunch of us are going to try to step up around Paul and play our games, be aggressive, and find a way to collectively, bring up the rear and just make sure this thing keeps rolling. Whether you support us or you doubt us, what I love is the guys in this locker room, this organization, we believe in each other. Just because we know how much work we put in, we know what the next guy is about. We know how much you care. So I think that's the biggest thing, is our care factor. Our care factor individually, and then our care factor for the guy beside us. So I think that's what's really been pulling us along, is us sticking together and us wanting to see not only yourself succeed, but see the guy beside you succeed. And I think that's what's truly helped with necessarily our communication on defense, allowing us to get out and play free offensively, move the ball, getting it up, just trying to kick it ahead and give guys opportunities to be successful in positions that we know you could be successful in.
Hey, Reggie, congrats on the win. Earlier Terrence mentioned that everybody on the team gets along. It's hard not to be a happy camper on this team. Just want to know how much do you love playing on this team? Like, what are the vibes like for you on this team? Saw you dancing, on the sidelines. Just what's it like for you?
It's amazing. Like it's very embracing. That was the big major reason I signed years back. Paul called me and told me it's a wacky locker room. He honestly was like, this is a crazy locker room, but everybody has one goal, and the biggest thing is they understand how to get the best out of you, and they allow you to be yourselves. So to be here, 2.5 years later, to think about my first encounter with the team that was here prior before, I mean, the jokes, even the guys are gone now, miss them to death, but Jay, Mike, and Montrez were literally talking so much smack. I thought they were going to fight the very first day I walked in the locker room. And that was their routine. Like there wasn't too many other people there. They would tell me what was going on. I'm looking at the rooks like Terrence and them, and I'm like, this can't be serious. Like, because Paul wasn't there at the time yet. So for myself, I'm like, yo, what did I sign up for? This is a circus. So, but we've done a great job embracing it. Honestly, this organization embraces everybody. We find out you got one common goal. We all want to win. I think that's what makes it easy is we're not asking you to be anybody different. And I can speak from firsthand experience. I think I'm pretty quirky. I think I'm different. I like to have fun. I think to be taken, just embraced me since the day I was here. It wasn't perfect necessarily, but it was a process of getting to know each other. And I think at the end of the day, is for the most part, everybody that comes through these doors, we know what your intent is and where your heart's at. And as long as you know your heart's in the right place, your mind's in the right place, and you're putting out the effort, I think we can live with everything else. So I think that's one thing that they got right about this group is collectively, each individual, they care about winning. They care about winning, and they care about the team, the collective group, and being as good as you can be. So, yeah, we got a bunch of characters, got a bunch of different characters, wild, different personalities, but it works because at the end of the day, I think we all have the same goal in mind.
Hey, Reggie, you talked about the culture, the mentality, the brotherhood in the locker room. They ran a tribute video for Pat. It's his first game back. What did he mean to the culture, to the fan base? You had a front row seat. Can you kind of like sum that up as best as you could?
He's everything. I mean, it's tough. It was tough. It was tough not having him here this year. It was tough. When the trade happened, talking to him after, he was a heartbeat. Like everybody knows that. If he was a fan of the Clippers, going from Lob City to that new group, you know, he was one of those main foundational pieces. He's a guy who held it down. He's a guy that was here for, if you want to call it a rebuild. And a lot of this, what we have going on now, is possible because of him. So it's like he definitely started this, led away. He may not have the faces he has as all, but this hunger on defense, this grittiness, this desire to be great every day, this fight that we have. Unfortunately, he's not here with us, but he's very much a part of it. His spirit still stands here. I mean, we've seen the love that he got in fans. I wish we could embrace them more after the game. I wanted to give him kudos. I was hoping the fans, we embrace him more because, like I said, he meant everything. He honestly meant everything, and it sucked losing him. Still sucks, you know, not having a brother right here with us, playing with us. But we understand the nature of the beast. We understand the nature of the business. But, you know, every time I see that dude, I thank him. I thank him for the way he welcomed me. I thank him for getting on me, for pushing me to be the best I could be, for being annoying at times, like frustrating. Dude was frustrating at times, like wanting more. Like every time I'm like, yo, Pat, I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to be part of the team. He's like, no, I want more, like more and more. And I'm like, yeah, that's the guy that you want. He's the person that you hear around the league you hate when he's on another team. Like you hate him. I couldn't stand Pat. Like me and Pat, it was crazy because we were on Mountain Dew together, team together. I'm like, met him before. And I'm like, yeah, cool personality. But when you play him, you can't stand the dude. But it's because you know what he's about. He backs down from nobody. He lays it out on the line each and every day. And yeah, like I said, I can't thank him enough. So every time I see him, I'm like, I appreciate it. You know, we're going to battle. You know, we're going to play hard. But like, I love you. You're a brother. I appreciate everything you've done. You personally, at times, and when I was in dark spaces, when I wasn't sure what was going on, like, I appreciate you for pushing me, for challenging me. I thank him for challenging me because he's a major part of the reason I'm still in the game. He was a challenge every day. Like it was, like I said, he was annoying, but it was something that lit a fire for me. I'm like, all right, if I want to be here, he's somebody I have to go through. Like he's not going to give it up. He's not going to give me anything easy. And I know it's nothing personal, but he's playing to be the best he can be. So he challenged me to continue to be the best I could be. He challenged his team to be the best we could be. He brought that energy for us, that dog fight. And yeah, his spirit still lives on here, even though we miss him and he's with the Timberwolves.
Is there something he said to you or done for you personally that sticks with you to this day?
It's on him joking all the time, literally. he still says to this day, and that's Pat. That's why he's so great at what he does. Is one thing, like, he would bother me every day, and I didn't think I had my legs. I wasn't sure if I was in shape, things like that. I'm trying to figure it out through bad plays, good plays. Was his thing is nobody can stop you but me. So like that was his thing all the time. I'm like, yeah, like I can sit here, I'm like, I can reminisce. He never gave me an easy out. So playing him, like when I started having some success in practice against him, I was like, oh shoot, like I'm ready. Like I know he loves me definitely. He ain't giving me nothing easy. So I appreciate him always. Like I always appreciate Pat. And like I said, you know the nature of the game. You make a lot of brothers in this league who you're going to play against, but that guy's forever special. Like he's forever going to be loved in this locker room. And yeah, he will forever be a Clipper, especially to us.
Hey, Reggie, first of all, just really appreciate how transparent you are with everything that we ask you after these games. So just want to appreciate you for that. And I saw earlier you and Paul had people at the King Richard screening today, and I just want to know how did that all come together? How did you guys decide that you wanted to do that? What community did y'all serve there?
Yeah, no, it was more so the team kind of reach out, gave us opportunity. Like there's always stuff that's probably gonna come around the facility, and they do a great job facilitating for us. But like we all talk, so I mean. The idea, cool trailer, King Richard. I mean, everybody knows to a degree that Venus is certain story. So just a different perspective on it. I mean, if I didn't have to play the game or we had walkthrough, if coach would allowed me, I would have went and watched myself. Like I wish I'd have been able to watch myself. But no, it was just like an opportunity and chance to come together and put on an event for our fans, for those who support us. And even if you don't, I mean, honestly, it's just an opportunity to give back, do something for somebody else. We're so blessed. Like that's one thing I always try to take into account. Is like I'm truly extremely blessed. I play a kid's game. I get paid fair amount. I'm like well. My family's taken care of. So you always, when you're blessed, you want to be a blessing to others. So it was something to do for somebody else, especially everything we've all gone through. Like I said, it's not hard to understand where we've been at in these past 2 years. People being locked away in their own homes, not too many interactions. So it's always good, and it's just opportunities. I think it's just reiterating, like, it's cool the world's opening back up, and it's like we need to be around each other. We need to embrace each other, get back to normal living. So it was cool when they brought up the idea. Like we were just chatting about it. We were talking about the whole thing coming out. A lot of times our agency is one of those who CA, Paul and I are in the same agency. So we have a chance, not only they do screenings and all, and the team, they came together. Agency, and it was more like we wanted to help try to put it together, because that's something we don't try to take advantage of on our off days. Is if there's a movie coming out, we want to watch it. So I'm sure we'll get together, whether we do it as a team, whether I go bother Paul, watch it at his house, or whether I kick him out and watch it with his kids. I'm sure we will watch King Richard at our time, but it was, like I said, we were blessed to be able to put on the event. So I know he was touched by it, and myself, like, we enjoy any time we can get back. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.